Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today, several signs suggesting the Clinton camp could be in serious trouble. First, New Jersey Governor Jon Corzine, a pledged Clinton superdelegate. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today, several signs suggesting the Clinton camp could be in serious trouble. First, New Jersey Governor Jon Corzine, a pledged Clinton superdelegate and longtime close Clinton ally, hints he might defect to Obama if Clinton does not win the popular vote. Clinton supporter and influential Congressman Jack Murtha saying today Clinton must win the popular vote to win the nomination. This comes on the heels of Clinton superdelegate Congressman Emanuel Cleaver saying he thinks Obama will win. Today, we also learned about Clinton's massive fundraising gap for March. Obama raised $40 million, Clinton $20. And new polls show Obama gaining even in Pennsylvania, now just 9 points behind compared to 16 in February. And new information is out about the behind-the-scenes brawl between the Clintons and Governor Bill Richardson. Today, Senator Clinton held a press conference and talked about the midnight ride.
I am continuing to sound the alarm. I feel like, Paulette Revere. The recession is coming. The recession is coming.
Here now, Norah O'Donnell, MSNBC's chief Washington correspondent. Jonathan Alter, NBC News analyst and columnist for Newsweek, and former judge and author Catherine Cryer. All right, Norah, it seems to me that when there are rumblings from Clinton superdelegates that they may abandon Clinton, that could be the final straw.
It's devastating for the Clinton campaign, and here's why. You have two superdelegates essentially saying that if she does not win the popular vote, that they may switch, essentially. That's what the governor of New Jersey, Corzine, said today. It means that the only thing that's left for Senator Clinton is the electability argument, which is to make the argument, perhaps to other superdelegates, that Barack Obama can't win, essentially, in November, which we heard part of with her conversation with Bill Richardson, although that's disputed now. So it really is very tough for them if they've used different metrics to try and convince more superdelegates to come with her. But now you have some superdelegates saying, I still reserve my right to switch.
Well, but Jonathan, how do you convince superdelegates to come to your side when your own superdelegates, and remember, Murtha just came to her side pretty recently, and you've got Corzine, her longtime ally, both of them essentially setting the standard at, if she doesn't win the popular vote, there could be problems. And let's put up the popular vote as of now as Jonathan answers this. Number 3, the bottom line is it's going to be almost impossible for her to walk away with a win on the popular vote.
Well, Dan, you and I argued about this after Wisconsin because I believed then and I believe now it's all over, but the shouting. So they don't have much of an argument to make.
But when the superdelegates
trip on his shoelaces.
Right, but when the superdelegates weigh in, I mean, it seems to me that that's her final hope. I mean, you and I can talk about and debate at the time whether there was any chance when it comes to the numbers. And the question that we were talking about at that time was whether Clinton should have gotten out at that time. But now with superdelegates questioning, her own superdelegates questioning her, boy, that seems to me to be almost an insurmountable hill to climb.
Well, what she's playing for is that the worse it looks for her, the more she can be rocky, and that people do like an underdog. People do like the person who everybody, like all of us, are, seen as, quote, writing off, and that she can use that, to stage some kind of a comeback. Her problem, though, is the one that Jon Corzine, governor of New Jersey, talked about today. She doesn't just need to win Pennsylvania. She needs a blowout in Pennsylvania. And it's much harder to crush Obama there than it is to win. And that's the immediate stumbling block for her. The superdelegates really come later. They're not going to come and en masse to Obama before Pennsylvania. So her first problem is Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but Catherine, it seems to me her strongest argument is the superdelegates, is to say to them, look, I'm more electable, etc. You have her own superdelegates now saying, oh, well, you know what? If she doesn't win the popular vote, I don't know if she can be the candidate.
Well, the electability argument doesn't take you anywhere if you don't have the substance and the facts to support that. And thus far, he's got the popular vote. We saw what happened in Texas as he began now to surpass her once the caucuses were through. And she's also engaging in some very serious hardball tactics that I think a lot of the superdelegates are going to begin to resent. When you've got the Bill Clinton backroom conversation with them that I think a lot of them felt very affected by and very insulted by. And you also have some maneuvering, you know, the applause for her opponent in the fall, McCain, if she were to get there. Things that ultimately the staunch Democrats fear will hurt the party itself.
Right. Today in this press conference, she also talked about the whole issue with Richardson, and she was asked whether she told him that she did not think Obama could win.
I don't talk about private conversations, but I have consistently made the case that I can win, because I believe I can win. And you know, sometimes people draw the conclusion I'm saying somebody else can't win. I can win. I know I can win. That's why I do this every day. And that's what my campaign is about. I'm in it to win it, and I intend to do just that. That's a no.
So, Nora, she had to be pushed there, though, to finally give the answer which to the question, which is, yes, my answer is a no. I mean, it seems like she wanted to change the question.
Okay, someone is lying here, or someone misremembers what happens, because it's been said that it was Hillary who told Richardson he can't win. Now she says, I never said that. Someone close to the Clinton campaign is essentially saying, no, 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 it was Richardson who first in these conversations raised the question about Obama's electability. Tonight, Bill Richardson is pushing back, saying, I never questioned Obama's electability. There is this tit-for-tat that's now going on for 2 days between the Richardsons and the Clintons over who said what over Obama's electability or not. And it's pretty interesting. It also involves, too, I mean, Bill Clinton says, to my face 5 times, Bill Richardson told me he would not endorse Senator Obama. Bill Richardson in the Washington Post says, I never told anyone, including Bill Clinton, that I would endorse Senator Clinton. So there's a lot of disagreement, I guess is the nice way to put it, about what exactly happened in those conversations. But clearly, I think that people are angry about what's happened between Bill Richardson and the Clintons.
Dan? You know, these two rogues, Bill Clinton and Bill Richardson, charming rogues, who knows between them which one is telling the truth? I'll tell you something about that clip that you just played. That was a very instructive piece of videotape. At the beginning of her answer, so as not to lie, she danced around the question, because clearly the answer to the question was yes. She didn't want to confirm it or deny it. It was perfectly understandable for her to dance around the question the way that she did. But then at the end, at the very end, when pressed, she didn't tell the truth. I mean, I can't prove that she didn't tell the truth.
You're convinced.
You know, it was just really obvious. If the answer to the question was no, she would have said no at the top of that piece of videotape.
Catherine, I want to ask you about another piece of sound. This is, again, from Clinton's press conference today, and it again sounds like she's going to try and go after pledged delegates. Now, remember, these are the delegates that are supposed to be, that are sort of effectively assigned by the campaign to go to the convention and support a particular candidate. And now it sounds like she's saying even those are fair game. Let's listen.
You've heard me say, you've heard Howard Dean say, you've heard other people say, there is no such thing as a pledged delegate. That is a misnomer. There are delegates. There are delegates who are selected one way or another at some stage in the process. I met people in California today who are hoping, quote, to be delegates. And the whole point is for delegates, however they are chosen, to really ask themselves who would be the best president and who would be our best nominee against Senator McCain. And I think that process goes all the way to the convention.
Okay, two things to note here, Catherine. First of all, she's talking about going all the way to the convention. You've got the same guy, Howard Dean, that she's talking about, is talking about ending this by July 1st. Right. But second of all, you've got this whole business about the pledge. I mean, that is a desperate move, because Hillary Clinton has previously said she wouldn't go after pledged delegates.
That's right. And this is the impression that I think she's beginning to leave with not just superdelegates, but the voting populace as a whole, and she's got to be very, very careful. Is she saying, I am willing to blow up the Democratic Party in the process in pursuit of my ambitions? And whether or not that's true, if that impression resides with the voters, then she's going to find herself losing those that have even supported her. And I'm afraid that's the way this conversation is leaning.
You know, this is, Jonathan, this is just seeming a bit desperate now on the part. And look, I've been, as you know, you and I have debated this. I've defended the Clintons and Hillary Clinton against a lot of attacks, by people saying she's got to get out, etc. But when you've got these superdelegates, Clinton superdelegates, now questioning whether they can stay with her, in conjunction with all the other things we talked about, and then you've got this business about Bill Clinton that came up at this meeting in California. And let me read, this is from the San Francisco Chronicle. This is describing Bill Clinton. He sort of gets a little redder and redder. It was one of the worst political meetings I've ever attended. It was very, very intense. It was kind of strange later when he took the stage and told everyone to chill out. We couldn't help but think he was also talking to himself. He seemed more hurt than anything. I mean, it seems pretty clear that these are the, I mean, this is it. This is the final throes. We've got a lot of voting still to go on, but it feels like the final throes by the Clinton campaign.
Well, you know, it reminds me a little bit of the O.J. trial. There was a witness named Al Cowling who had been a friend of O.J. Simpson's. You know this, Dan, because you covered this intensively. And at one point, he's sitting on the witness stand, and he says, "This is sad, O.J." You know, and that's